When talking to friends about Sword Art Online, in my case, I notice it's really controversial. And what I mean by that is I'll have one friend say, "Oh my god, Eddie, Sword Art Online, it's amazing. The animation, the dialogue, the characters, the setting, it's godlike. Why aren't you watching it right now?" And then, on the other hand, I'll have a friend saying, "Eddie, why did you waste your valuable time? Don't watch Sword Art Online, it's garbage. Don't ever watch it, it's shit." Now, it's kind of hard to say where I stand from my point of view of Sword Art Online, but it's only because, as much as I love Sword Art Online, because I'm a gamer myself and I can relate to some of the characters and their, issues, Sword Art Online does have its flaws. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a perfect show. As much as I love it, Sword Art Online has some really bad problems, as well as character development, plot holes, etc. About a year and a half ago, I was at my job at SeaWorld, and I was scanning tickets, letting people inside, and this one girl was wearing this anime shirt. Now me, being the ignorant anime fan I was at the time, I thought it was Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, so I asked if it was, and she said, "No, it's Kirito from Sword Art Online. You should give it a watch." And I said, "What the hell, I'll go watch it. It doesn't sound so bad." And the first time I watched the series all the way through, I was hooked. There was no letting go of this show. I knew I loved this show. Now, I've watched Sword Art Online Season 1 5 times. 3 times in dub, twice in sub. I've watched Season 2 twice. Once in dub, once in sub. And there's no doubt about it, I still love the show. However, like I said before, Sword Art Online does have its flaws. Now, I know I said some things about Sword Art Online that doesn't sound too positive, but don't get me wrong, Sword Art Online is really enjoyable. Well, that actually really depends on what your take is on the show. More of this will be explained further in detail. My name is Eddie, and this is my personal review of Sword Art Online, Seasons 1 and 2. Now, there's no way I can explain at least a good portion of the story without spoiling just a little bit of details, so keep in mind there are spoilers ahead. We clear? Okay. It's the year 2022, and virtual reality has taken a big leap in gaming, especially with the release of the world's first full-dive environment, Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online kind of takes place in 3 locations. There's Glocken, which is the Gun Gale Online arc, which is in Season 2. There's Alfheim, which takes place in Season 1 and 2. And then, there's my favorite, which is Aincrad, and that takes place in Season 1. Now, the idea of it's actually really cool because essentially you just put on a helmet, you pass out on your bed, and then you wake up in what is essentially World of Warcraft, but just swords. There are only 10,000 copies of Sword Art Online, which means there's only 10,000 players. And each and every one of them dive into Sword Art Online just ready to go. They're all excited, but everything's all fun and games until they realize the logout button is missing. At first our characters think, this is just a bug, it's a glitch. This will be fixed. Everything's fine. But it isn't until the lead creator of the game brings them to the center where they all started and tells them that there's no way you can log out. If someone pulls off your helmet that lets you dive in, you die. And also, if your character dies in-game, you die in real life. Now, the only way to get out of Sword Art Online is to beat all 100 levels and clear the game. I've been playing video games my entire life. I'm 17 right now, and I can't remember there was a time where I wasn't playing video games. And the idea that everything you know and love about what you do for fun has now been turned into do this or die trying is actually terrifying. I'm going to be talking about our 3 main characters, although our 3rd character doesn't pop up until Season 2, but I'll get into that later. The first person to talk about is our lead male protagonist, which is Kirito. Now, a lot of people like Kirito, and a lot of people don't like Kirito. He's probably the main reason Sword Art Online for some people is make or break. Kirito is just this kid who's played video games all his life by himself. It's funny because he goes into a MMO RPG, but he's known as a solo player. But you're going into a massive online multiplayer game, but by yourself. So that's just to start with. But the benefits of being Kirito is that since he's played video games all his life, he's kind of got an idea of what to do. And out of the 10,000 people that got to play Sword Art Online, 1,000 people got to play the beta, which is an early access version of the game. He was one of those 1,000, so he has kind of an advantage when it comes to this game. So of course he's going to go in the game wiping the floor with everybody, whether it's players who challenge him or the monsters in-game. But that's one of the problems I have with Kirito, is that he's too badass. He's so strong that people end up giving him the name the Black Swordsman because that's all anyone knows about him, besides the fact that he's super powerful and he's on the assault team, which is clearing all the floors. And all the ladies are just like, oh my god, Kirito, you're the biggest dick in his G, you're so cool. And it becomes almost annoying. The next person to talk about is Asuna. And Asuna is actually a rather well-written character. In the beginning of the series, she talks about how she can't stop fighting. She has a life to get back to. She loved her life. And that she can't stay trapped in here forever. She's basically almost being deprived the right to live by being trapped in this game. It's what makes her a really well-written character. Now, one thing I had a problem with in Season 1 is that they didn't give Asuna enough screen time. It was all about Kirito. Like I said, he's the biggest dick in his G, and it has to be about Kirito because he's so cool. And Asuna didn't get the screen time she deserved. However, in Season 2, they definitely do fix that. She gets a whole 7 episodes where it's about her story. Now, the last character to talk about is Sinon. Sinon is awesome. In Gun Gale Online, she is the 3rd best-ranked character in the world! Now, what makes Gun Gale Online so special is that it's one of the only professional sports in Japan, in this story, that actually has a payout of actual currency. Like, real money is being paid out for these characters who do really well. Sinon's backstory is almost tragic. It's really well written, and her journey is her overcoming the tragic events that happened in her past. Now, this is where Sword Art Online really kicks it up a notch. When fighting with swords, especially in this anime, it is so fast-paced, so action-packed, and it's just, you don't know who and where until it's done, and it's really fast and it's really exciting. Especially in Season 1, where Kirito has the boss battles. Now, this is where the colors kick in, and the epic fight scenes happen, and where the animation is just top-notch. There are very few things I like about the Sword Art Online soundtrack, although I will admit that the opening and ending for the first half of Season 1, and the first opening in Season 2, and the last ending in Season 2 are just really superb. Other than that, the soundtrack itself doesn't really bring anything too special to the table. There are some moments where it's really great, and there are some moments where it's really just there to fill in the white noise. But then, there are a couple moments when the soundtrack and the animation just team up, and they have the best moment ever. Just like one like this.
What the hell kind of skill is that? Faster! Gotta go faster!
So with all that bundled together, I give Sword Art Online a 7 out of 10 and a watch it recommendation because, like I said, the animation and the sound can be really amazing, but for a whole season, only one character gets character development. That's a little unfair. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more anime reviews to come, or you can watch my Attack on Titan review. This is Eddie, signing off.